Hey Homo sapiens and Marbites, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Rogue Marby Scott. Welcome back any new watchers or subscribers. And today, Saturday, what are we going to do? We're going to do something kind of refreshing, kind of airy. We are going to be recreating and being inspired by a cartoon that I once watched when I was younger. Particularly when I was, just playing around and my sister was watching it and then I watched it and I fell in love with this cartoon. I mean, there is a film out too and the characters were just very inspiring. And a lot of the 80s and 90s cartoons, like, I don't watch cartoons now, and if I do, they're anime, but regardless, the cartoons back then always seemed to have like a clear message of positivity and, the negativity that's going on in your life and how to combat that. And this cartoon in question, in mind, always kind of uplifted me. And yeah, I'm just really happy to do this inspired look. Now, the look is something that you may have seen on the internet already, but this is my envisioning on what this cartoon means to me, so therefore I'm going to do it anyway. So without further ado, we're going to go on to the tutorial. So starting off with this tutorial, we are going to start off with our skin preparation before we put on any makeup. So we are going to start off with some moisturizer and then carry on through, and then we will go on to foundation. Are you ready? So going in with my moisturizer, I am using the MAC Studio Moisture Cream, and I'm just going to place that all over my face, and then I'm going to take out the shine from my face using the Technique Soft Focus Transparent Loose Powder. So yeah, just taking the shine off, and then I'm going to set my face with the Barry Matte Setting Spray, and then go into my foundation using the Studio Fix Fluid in NW46. Blend that into my skin so that I've got a nice radiant complexion, and then once I've done that, I will be going into my concealer, which I'm not going to be using too much of because I won't need it in this look. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Espresso. Using one of the darkest shades from the Primark My Perfect Color Liquid Concealer with medium coverage. I can't remember the name, but I will try and find it and put that in the description box because the sticker came off. I am going to, just bring some life back into my face and add some more dimension. I know this contour is not contour because it's not ashy toned, it's more warm toned, so it's more like a bronzer, but I'm scoped to my face anyway. Once I've done that, we are going to go into our final step for finishing our skin, and that will be to be setting our base. And today I am going to be using my normal powder that I like to set my face with, and it is from Black Opal, and it is in medium, and it basically says it's got a deluxe finishing. It's a deluxe finishing powder. Yes, it is very nice. I actually really do like it, but yeah, I'm running low, and sometimes it can be a bit pricey depending on whether I've got a discount code or not. And as you can see, I'm putting that on my face. I love this setting powder because it's orange, and like my skin has got like a golden orangey undertone, and it just looks amazing on me. Anyway, just dusting that off before we go on to eyeshadow. So using my favourite palette, one of my favourite palettes of all times so far, do I need to say, the Jolie Beauty Proud palette, and I am going in with Steven with a fluffy brush, and I'm just placing that all over my lids, and I'm blending it up towards my brow bone until it's faded out, and I put a little bit of Jeffrey on the outer corners before I go on to Ellen. Now, I decided not to block out my lids just because I wanted my lids to look very vintagey, very faded out, very true to the cartoon that I'm trying to emulate today, because if you watched if you watch any of the cartoon now, the colors just look so washed out. Trust me. Anyway, going in now thickly, heavily with Jeffrey. I'm placing that all over my cheeks, nose, and a little bit on my forehead because we're going to be doing some detailing afterwards, and you probably can guess what kind of look I'm going for right now. So I've just mixed Jeffrey and a little bit of Stephen now just to go on my nose, and now I'm going in with Ellen, to have a gradation of colors, because this is what this show is all about. It's about colors, and I'm not actually going to be using too many colors. I'm just using a few colors today. Well, 2 practically. I did use a little bit of Graham in the middle just to make the pink and the blue look like they mixed and turned purple. So that's what I did. Then I'm going in with some highlighter, and I believe this highlighter is from Sunbeam. Is it Sunbeam, or is that the name of...
pretty!
Yes, thank you, Pinkie Pie. From the Anastasia Beverly Hills collection. Anyway, I'm just dusting on that highlighter because it needs to look glowy in certain places. And then we are going to start doing some detailing. So I'm using the yellow pomade now on my face from Revolution Beauty, and I'm just creating a nice little semicircle shape, and this is going to act as if it's my sun. Then I'm going to create some little lines, and as you can see, I'm having some difficulty with this because I thought if I warmed up this product first, then it would be even more slick on the face and just come off really quicker, but I feel like that just made it dry really fast before it even got onto my face. So yeah, lesson learnt, and yeah, maybe I won't do that again. I'll just use the product as it is, essentially, in its packaging. Anyway, as you can see, I've got my sun there. Now that I've worked my way, I actually really did work a lot there to get that on. I'm going in with the white. Now the white was even... Oh, pardon me, sorry. The white was really easy to go on because I made sure that this white was like very it was very liquidy, so I didn't have too much problems with it there. So I'm happy with that. And as you can see, I'm only showing you my forehead because the way that my camera is set up sometimes, and if I do zoom in, I don't get the lower half. Because I'm sitting on the floor basically. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just doing some little strokes just to create, you know, wispy clouds in the background, and then I'm going to fix up some of those other clouds that I've done with the same. I'm just going to use what's on the brush itself and, you know, warm it up onto my hand, and then, you know, just create some variations in the ground. No, not variations, but more of a wispy look. As you can see, I'm just cleaning, and then I'm just going to create this wispy look now. I've got some product on the brush, but not too much. I hope that all of that made sense to you. So just going in with some of the shades that I've used previously on my cheeks and eyes. I'm just going to create a blend into the clouds so that it looks like they're actually there and not just stuck onto my face. Like just giving them a little bit of dimension, blending it in, blending around. And I'm also going to use lighter tones just to create a gradation that, okay, it's a cartoon, it doesn't need to look believable, but I want it to look pretty and, you know, realistic. It doesn't need to look realistic as if it's... You do know what I'm trying to say, right? Oh gosh, sometimes I hate doing tutorials where I've got to explain stuff where you can clearly see what I'm doing. But anyway, that's what I'm doing before we move on to putting on some... I'm going to put some liner onto my eyes, and I'm using the jumbo. I'm using the jumbo white pencil. I believe it's called Milk. I'm not too sure, from NYX. So time for some glitter, and I am going to be using the glitters Love and Strength from the Proud palette, just because I felt like this look needed some glitter on it. It needed to have some sparkle to it rather than just having, you know, the pretty gradation of pink and blue. And then once I've done that, I am going to do you know what I'm going to do? You don't, do you? Well, I am going to do my lids, and today I'm doing my lids, and I really wanted to use one palette, but I had to dip into the Galactic palette and use one of the iridescent shades, which all the products that I'm using today I will put in the description box below. I know I always say this, but today I definitely will. Going in with some highlighter from the Glow Up. Oh gosh, what is the name of the palette? It's the Glow Kit, and I am using the same highlighter that I used on my cheeks and face, which is the Summer shade. Yeah, I'm really sorry that sometimes I get this wrong. Anyway, going underneath my eyes with some Jeffree, just a light touch of Jeffree. I don't want it to be too much because I feel like the clouds and everything are already there. We don't need too much pink. And then I'm just going to do my lips. I'm just going to, you know, create a nice brown blend on my lips and then give them a little bit of a highlighted touch. So Homo sapiens and Marbz, that's how I got the look, and if you did not guess what I was inspired by, and I was inspired by obviously the show, but I was also inspired by other artists doing this kind of look. So who was I inspired by? What was I inspired by? What cartoon from the 80s was I inspired by? Well,
Care Bears Countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Who's that coming from somewhere up in the sky? Moving fast and bright as a firefly. Just when you think that trouble's gonna pounce, who's gonna be there when it really counts? Do that Care Bears countdown and send a wish out through the air.
And send a wish out through the air.
Just do that Care Bears countdown. Just when you need them, they'll be there.
Just when you need them, they'll be there.
Don't be afraid when clouds are brewing in your heart. If you can dream, just send a wish out in the dark. And do that Care Bears countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I was inspired by Care Bears, and I got the little what's that called again? The sun. How can you forget the sun? And yeah, I just thought, you know, I wanted to do something with lots of clouds and like pink and blues and just pastel-y kind of colors. I didn't want to go like all stereotypical or typical of what I have. I seen any Care Bear looks? I don't think I have, but whatever. I didn't want to do like, you know, their little stamps on their stomachs or anything, because I thought that might have been a bit too much for this look, and I just wanted to be cute and simple with this look and something that you could follow very easily. Anyway, I'm going to go now because yeah, it's time to go and it's time to eat because it's Saturday morning if you're watching this on a Saturday morning, and I need my lunch. What's up for next week? Ooh. I do hope you're willing to go into the dark and nasty regions. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and if you are watching this right now, comment down below what you would like to see next.
this